Okay, I want to try something.
Oh no, what now?
Simple question. Are you ready?
I guess?
Why do you want to learn English?
Because... Wait, why did that question make me freeze?
There it is.
No, seriously, I know why. I have reasons. Good reasons.
But somehow, when I ask, the words disappear.
Completely. Like my brain just left the room.
And if you're listening right now and you also felt that little pause, that moment of, wait, let me think.
You're exactly where you need to be today.
Because today we're talking about a proverb everyone knows.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
5 simple words.
But they carry something really powerful.
And we're going to explore what it actually means in real life, not the poster version with mountains and sunsets.
No inspirational fonts floating over clouds.
Just the honest, messy, real version.
The one that actually helps.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sophie and Daniel English.
Your cozy little corner to learn English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sophie, and we are genuinely happy you're here.
Not in a dramatic way.
No, just in a quiet, oh good, they came back kind of way.
The best kind of happy.
So today we're spending the whole episode on this one proverb.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You've probably heard it in school, maybe from a teacher.
Maybe from that one uncle who has a proverb for everything.
You say, I lost my keys, and he says, where there's a will, there's a way.
And you're like, Uncle, I just need the keys, not philosophy.
But when we actually slow down and think about it, this proverb teaches something important.
It doesn't mean life is always easy.
It doesn't mean problems disappear just because you want something.
That would be too simple and honestly, slightly suspicious.
What it really means is this. When something truly matters to you, you begin searching for a way.
Maybe not the perfect way, maybe not the first way.
But some possible way.
And that's what we're exploring today.
This is a B2 level English conversation, so you'll hear natural phrases, useful expressions, and some stronger vocabulary.
Words that help you talk about goals, challenges, determination, and those moments when Plan A completely fails.
And don't worry if you don't catch every word right now. Just listen like you're sitting with friends.
Not taking a test, not being judged, just listening.
Later, we'll explain the important words clearly in our word tour.
With simple examples you can actually use.
All right, let's begin.
Sophie, when you hear where there's a will, there's a way, which word do you think about first?
Honestly, the word way.
Really? Not will?
I think most people do that. We jump straight to wanting the solution.
The plan, the steps, the guarantee that it'll work.
Exactly. We want Google Maps for life.
Turn left in 200 meters, then continue straight through mild panic.
Very accurate.
But real life doesn't show us the full map at the beginning, does it?
No, usually you only know one thing.
What's that?
This matters to me.
And that's where will begins.
Will is that quiet inner decision. It's not loud, it's not dramatic. It's just there.
Like a small light that says, I don't know how yet, but I still want to try.
That's being determined.
Determined?
Yes, determined means you've made a strong decision to do something even when it's difficult.
So it's not just wishing.
No, a determined person doesn't always feel confident. They don't always have a perfect plan.
But they have a reason to keep going.
Exactly. And sometimes determination isn't dramatic at all.
What do you mean?
It's not always standing on a mountain with your jacket blowing in the wind.
No slow motion inspirational music?
Not every day. Sometimes determination is just opening your laptop again after a terrible day.
Or practicing one English sentence even though yesterday you felt embarrassed.
Or applying for one more job after getting rejected 3 times.
The will comes first, then the way becomes clearer.
bit by bit. Like walking in fog, you can't see the whole road, but when you take one step, the next step appears.
I really like that image.
For English learners, this is so important. You may not know exactly how you'll become fluent.
But if you're determined to improve, you can start with one small way.
One episode, one phrase, one conversation. And maybe that's enough for today. Daniel, do you believe in luck?
Sometimes. Why?
Because people often confuse luck with willpower.
How?
Well, luck is real. Sometimes life gives us a surprise.
Something happens unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly means it happens in a surprising way. You didn't see it coming.
Like finding money in your old jacket pocket.
That's not money, that's a gift from past you.
Past Daniel is very generous sometimes.
But yes, lucky moments happen. You meet the right person, you hear the right advice.
You find the perfect video at the perfect time.
And those moments can help. We shouldn't pretend luck never matters.
But luck isn't the same as willpower.
No, luck might help you once, but willpower builds something that lasts.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Think about learning a skill. Let's say playing guitar.
Okay.
Okay, if someone picks up a guitar for the first time and somehow plays a beautiful chord, that might be luck.
Or the guitar is being very kind that day.
Very emotionally supportive guitar.
It happens.
But if someone practices every day, makes terrible sounds for weeks, learns finger positions, builds calluses,
Calluses?
the hard skin on your fingers from pressing the strings.
Oh, that sounds painful.
It is at first, but then they play that same chord beautifully. That's not luck.
That's progress.
And progress usually happens gradually.
Gradually?
Gradually means slowly, step by step, little by little.
Not all at once.
Exactly. And that's the part people forget. They want one big lucky moment.
But most strong things are built gradually.
Confidence grows gradually. Skills grow gradually.
Even courage grows gradually.
Although hunger grows very quickly.
That's true. Hunger is not gradual in my life.
Same. But with learning, growth is usually slow.
You might not feel it every single day.
And then one day, unexpectedly, you understand something that used to confuse you.
Or you hear a phrase and think, wait, I know this one.
That's such a good feeling.
For English learners, maybe one day you understand a movie scene unexpectedly and it feels like luck.
But that moment came from all those days you listened, repeated, tried, made mistakes.
Real confidence grows gradually through those small, regular actions.
So enjoy lucky moments, but don't depend only on them.
Luck might open a door once.
But willpower helps you keep walking through.
Sophie, can I be honest about something?
Always.
When I hear the word willpower, sometimes it sounds harsh.
Harsh how?
Like someone shouting at themselves, work harder, never stop, no excuses.
That sounds like a very angry motivational poster.
With capital letters and an aggressive font.
Be strong while holding your grocery list.
Exactly. Terrifying.
But real willpower isn't just pressure, Daniel.
It's not?
No. Willpower needs support. It needs rest, patience, encouragement.
And honestly, that's reassuring.
Reassuring?
Yes, reassuring means something makes you feel calmer or less worried.
Oh, so it's reassuring to know you don't have to attack yourself to improve?
Exactly. You don't have to shame yourself into progress.
That's really important, because pressure might push you for one day.
But support helps you return again and again.
Willpower is like a small lamp, not a whip.
A small lamp. I like that.
A whip forces you. A lamp helps you see the next step.
When you're tired or confused, you don't need more shouting.
You just need enough light to find the way forward.
And sometimes support is very simple.
Like what?
Sleep, a good meal, a short walk,
A friend saying, try again tomorrow.
or tea.
Tea solves at least 40% of life's problems.
Minimum 40%.
But seriously, when people only pressure themselves, they often quit.
Why?
Because the goal starts feeling heavy, like punishment.
And nobody continues something that feels like punishment.
For English learners, this is really reassuring.
You don't need to punish yourself to improve.
You need a routine that supports you. Listen often. Make mistakes safely.
Repeat slowly. Come back without shame.
English should not feel like you're being chased.
No scary notebooks.
Exactly. Friendly English. Calm English. Okay, so we have will. We understand it needs support, not just pressure.
Right.
But at some point, we also need to move.
Move?
Yes, take action, deliberately.
Deliberately.
Deliberately means doing something on purpose, with intention. So not maybe I'll improve somehow, but today I will practice for 10 minutes.
That's a deliberate step.
Exactly, because sometimes we wait for help before we move.
We wait for the perfect teacher, perfect mood, perfect time.
The perfect notebook, and then the notebook is too beautiful to write in.
It becomes decoration.
The pages stay empty because they're too clean for messy thoughts.
But the truth is, help often appears after we start moving.
Really?
Yes, movement gives you information. When you take one step, you see things you couldn't see before.
Like what?
Maybe you realize the problem is smaller than it looked.
Or you discover a better method.
Or you ask someone a question and they help you.
So the way appears because you moved?
Often, yes.
I remember when I wanted to start exercising.
And?
I kept saying I should exercise, but nothing changed.
The gym didn't come to you?
Shockingly, no. Very rude. What happened?
Then I deliberately put my shoes by the door.
Just the shoes?
Just the shoes. And one morning I saw them and thought, okay, just a 5-minute walk.
And?
5 minutes became 10, then 15. Now I actually walk regularly.
That's perfect. The way appeared after you made the action smaller.
Much smaller. I didn't need a bigger dream. I needed a smaller first step.
For English learners, this could be one deliberate action today.
Like what?
Listen to 5 minutes. Repeat one useful sentence. Write one comment in English.
Say one phrase out loud.
One small, deliberate action opens the door.
Sophie, what if someone wants to take action, but they feel stuck?
Stuck how?
Like they feel reluctant.
Reluctant means you feel unsure or uncomfortable about doing something.
Yes, like you know it will help you, but you still don't want to do it.
That's very normal, Daniel.
It is?
Yes, many people feel reluctant to speak English, even though they want to improve.
Why?
Because they're afraid of making mistakes, afraid of looking silly.
And then they hesitate.
Hesitate.
Hesitate means you pause before doing something because you feel nervous.
Like when your finger is hovering over the send button.
And suddenly that tiny message feels like the most important document in the world.
Your thumb is under serious pressure.
Poor thumb.
But hesitation is normal. It doesn't mean you're weak.
No?
No, sometimes you hesitate because the thing matters to you.
If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel nervous.
Exactly. But we shouldn't let hesitation become our permanent home.
What do you mean?
Visit hesitation if you must, but don't move in.
Don't buy furniture there.
No curtains, no emotional rent contract.
So if you feel reluctant to speak English, that's normal.
And if you hesitate before speaking, don't call yourself weak.
Just breathe and start smaller.
Say one sentence, ask one question, comment one thought.
The goal isn't to remove fear completely.
The goal is to act gently while fear is still there. Daniel, have you ever had a plan that completely failed?
Many times. Why?
Because I think this is where the proverb becomes really interesting.
How?
Where there's a will, there's a way doesn't mean the first way always works.
Oh, so a way doesn't mean the only way.
Exactly. Sometimes plan A fails, and that's okay.
But it doesn't feel okay.
No, it feels vulnerable.
Vulnerable?
Vulnerable means emotionally open or exposed, like people can see your effort, your fear, your disappointment.
That's scary.
It is, especially when other people know you're trying,
Like speaking English in front of others.
or starting something new, or applying for a better job.
People can see you before you're good at it.
That's the scary part, but it's also the brave part.
So when plan A fails, what do we do?
We need a little optimism.
Optimism?
Being optimistic means staying hopeful that something good is still possible.
Even when things are hard?
Yes, but not fake positive.
What do you mean?
Real optimism says this is difficult, but maybe there's another way.
Not everything is perfect when clearly it's not.
Exactly. Sometimes everything is absolutely not perfect.
Sometimes everything is wearing one shoe and looking for the other.
Very specific, very true.
But real optimism helps you try another route.
For English learners, if one method doesn't work, try another.
Like what?
If grammar books don't work, try podcasts. If reading doesn't work, try speaking with a friend.
Try another way.
The goal isn't to follow one perfect method.
The goal is to keep finding what works for you.
And that brings us back to the proverb.
Where there's a will,
There may be another route, another method, another teacher, another small beginning.
the way doesn't always appear before you begin.
Sometimes the way appears because you begin. All right, everyone, let's pause here and review what we talked about today.
We explored the proverb, where there's a will, there's a way.
We learned that will comes first. It's that quiet determination inside you.
We talked about the difference between luck and effort.
Luck might help once, but willpower builds something that lasts.
We learned that willpower needs support, not just pressure.
It's a lamp, not a whip.
We talked about taking deliberate action, small steps on purpose.
And we explored fear, hesitation, and what to do when Plan A fails.
We learned some useful B2 words today.
Determined, unexpectedly, gradually, reassuring, deliberately.
Reluctant, hesitate, vulnerable, optimistic.
These words help you talk about goals, challenges, and progress in real life.
If there's something you care about right now, including your English, remember this.
You don't need the full road today. You just need one honest step.
And if that step feels small, that's okay.
Small steps can still move your life forward.
Tell us in the comments, what's one thing you're determined to improve this year?
We genuinely want to know.
And if this episode helped you learn English, please like and subscribe.
Share it with another learner who might need this today.
Thank you so much for listening to Sophie and Daniel English.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.